Andrew Haug here for AndrewHaug.com, Australia's only dedicated 24/7 rock metal radio station. And boy, words just cannot describe what this band has endured within the last year or so. And they've weathered the storm, a heavy storm, and they've come out of it slightly damaged as well. But we're going to get a bit of a lowdown here on Lamb of God. We do have John Campbell on the line. Of course, the band are making a return to Australia in September with the mighty Meshuggah. So let's get acquainted with John. G'day, John. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing really well. Like, as I said at the start, I mean, words really can't describe what you guys have sort of had to endure the last year with everything happening with Randy. How is everyone feeling now in the camp of Lamb of God?
Well, we're feeling very optimistic and ready to get back out on the road and do what it is that we do.
Was it something that you just couldn't believe was happening at the time? I mean, just describe some of those feelings really quickly about what has just transpired, because I think the whole world and the metal community at least was just gobsmacked about what was going on. Because
well, the truth of the matter is that it was an incredibly tragic situation where a fan died, a son died, a nephew died, and it was a lot of confusion and grief, and it was not a fun time. And we're very excited to have been able to get through this in the shape that we are, and we're ready to get back out on the road and, as I said earlier, continue rocking where we dropped off there for a little bit.
Now let's talk a bit about new music. I mean, has certainly, I believe Randy has written a lot of lyrics while he was incarcerated at the time, so have you got a bit of an idea of just how this record's going to sound? I presume there's going to be a fair bit of, emotion put into this album from what you guys have already been through.
We take all of our life experiences and have done so from the very beginning and put them into what we're doing. As kind of that's kind of what we do. And I don't think that look at this tragedy as a way to capitalize on an art is a healthy view of the situation.
And tell us a bit about how Randy's doing at the moment. I mean, is he, obviously I know that he would be relieved after what he's endured, but I presume this would have definitely brought you guys even closer together as a unit than ever before.
Well, imagine we've been together for quite some time and have done a lot of growing up together. And, this was definitely a test to what we have going on.
And now, when I mentioned about sort of new music, I mean, how much has sort of already been written? When this was happening, did the band just completely pull the stops? Did you guys get together and sort of write, or was it just, we just got to pull the stop on this?
We had other things to focus on, but Mark Morton is constantly writing riffs. He has a studio set up at his house, as does Willie, and they are constantly writing stuff at this point. Over the past few records, in the pre-production for the record, we've kind of been doing a lot more writing in that style, or Mark and Willie, our primary songwriters, have. And I think the box has been opened, and these guys have found a nice little set-up studio in their spot, and they go from there.
Like, I know some band members tend to sort of vent their emotions by writing music. Was Willie or Mark coming to the other guys sort of saying, hey, I got this riff while this whole thing was happening, and were you guys just saying, look, I can't think about music right now because of what's happening? I mean, each individual in the group...
No, not in the slightest.
Really?
Yeah. You seem surprised that it's not as sensational as you might imagine.
Yeah. Well, talk us through that. I mean, you thought, okay, we just got to keep things moving and keep up to date with the management and the legal team and also keep the Lamb of God ship floating.
Right, and you know what? That's all the stuff that happens behind the scenes. And when we go out on stage, we're there with everything that we've been through in our entire lives, and in some ways vent those situations while on stage. But we've gotten really good at doing this, and we are coming to Australia very soon to play with Meshuggah.
Yeah, we are looking forward to having you guys back to Australia. You've been here several times. Let's talk a bit about, the way you're sort of looking at the heavy music scene today. I mean, do you keep up with what's happening purely because there's a billion more bands than ever before? And as we know, the industry has been in a bit of a serious shake-up the last 5 years. What's your view on where things are going, especially at a level that you guys are at? And do you sort of see any future changes ahead that might improve the industry somewhat?
Well, I'm not really sure. You're right. It's definitely, and that is a great question. I think the industry has changed dramatically. I think we kind of slipped in under the radar as things were kind of changing. We were definitely benefited by our music being spread around on the internet, and that's how we got attention early on. But the internet has grown, the game has developed, and it's a whole different ballpark now. The way I keep up with new music is by going on tour and then connecting with the bands that we're on tour with, and occasionally you meet kids at shows, and occasionally you'll listen to a CD that they give you, and even more occasionally, it's actually good. So that's really I'm on the ground to keep up with it. I'm not scouring the internet and looking at blogs to get the latest music.
Anything that you could sort of recommend to the listeners out there that you've heard and thought, wow, this is actually pretty cool?
Let's see. Well, I'm actually I'm terrible for suggestions on music because I connect with music in a much different way. It doesn't matter if it's metal or whatever it is, as long as something about it grabs me. And a lot of times it's got to have the right tension and the right movement. And the last thing that I kind of fixated on was this South African hip-hop band called The Antwoord. I know they've been down in Australia touring, but definitely not in the metal markets. And you probably have people rapidly tuning out as they hear me say that.
So I know that band with the really bad haircuts.
She's a very beautiful and hideous woman at the same time.
You said it. Now, as you mentioned, Mark and Willie obviously were writing riffs during the time with Randy being incarcerated. Can you give us an indication of just how those riffs are sounding? I mean, where do you think?
I can't say that for a fact.
Okay.
I just know that these guys have setups, and occasionally I'll hear some stuff they've been working on. But it's way early in the game. Some of the stuff they're working on may not even be something that ends up as a Lamb of God song, and maybe it's not even metal. We haven't begun actually piecing together what's going to be the next record musically, but we have begun talking about what we're going to. We just begin talking about how and when we're going to do this next record.
Okay, well, we won't get you to spoil the set list on the Return to Australia tour with Meshuggah. Let's check out those tour dates. First show's on Friday, the 20th of September in Brisbane at the Tivoli, Saturday the 21st in Sydney at the Roundhouse, Sunday the 22nd at Festival Hall in Melbourne, Tuesday the 24th in Adelaide at the Thebarton Theatre, and finishing in Perth on Thursday the 26th of September at the Metro City. We can get you to say a couple of last words, John, to the Lamb of God fans in Australia who are certainly behind you guys all the way through that crazy time, and your favourite Lamb of God track that you can choose to conclude our chat.
Well, actually, we've been putting together some stuff as one of our. We've been revisiting a record for reasons I won't completely discuss, and I was listening to a song just to kind of catch myself up on it. I think a Boot Scraper would be an amazing song to play off of As the Palaces Burn. Yeah, and any final thoughts? If you just rattled off the dates that we're playing, it's a shame as that's all the time we have in Australia. It's really a beautiful place that we absolutely love coming to, and it's one of the highlights of being able to do what we do is that we get to go to amazing places like your wonderful continent/country.
Awesome, man. Let's check out some Lamb of God now. Thanks, John.